Alright, welcome back. So what an excellent Formula E race that we just had at the Sao Paulo ePrix. So we'll get right into it. So Van Doorn started on pole with Da Costa alongside in second. The two championship leaders, Verline starting 18th and Dennis 14th. Verline starting at the back after a bit of a scruffy qualifying, as well as a grid penalty from the last race. So lap one, good start for Van Doorn. Drivers on the racing line side, so on the left side, going down the grid, generally got a much better start. Nato hits someone and goes airborne and breaks his front wing, then retires the car. Mortara also had problems. It seems like he just clipped the back of someone, I think Evans, and he had to get his front wing changed, I think. Lauder with damage at turn 4-5 and continues. Lap 2, Gunther misses the chicane and he's under investigation because in the race notes, they were told that if they cut that chicane that they have to come to a stop before rejoining the track, and Gunther basically just goes straight on, slows down a little bit, but doesn't stop. Buemi then hits the back of Gunther, has some problems at turn 4, 5, 6 and gets sent to the back of the field. Bird overtakes Rast for 7th, and Verline overtakes Muller for 10th at turn 3. Lap 5, Bird overtakes Hughes for 6th at turn 1. Gunther overtakes Rast at turn 1, but Rast gets back at him at turn 4. Van Doorn takes attack mode, and they showed on the TV, so Cassidy actually went airborne for a little bit, where he basically went over a bump on one of the back straights, and basically the whole car went airborne, so that was kind of cool. Lap 6, Verline overtakes Gunther. Vern and Bird take attack mode, and they come out in 6th and 8th respectively. Lap 7, Van Doorn retakes the lead at turn 1. Gunther overtakes Verline. Fines and Degrassi go to wheel through turn 7s and 8s. That was kind of cool. Fenestraz stops at turn 6, so it looks like he goes straight on at the chicane, and he comes to a stop at the exit of turn 6. And they kind of wait for a couple laps to see if he can restart, but he's unable to. But while that's still going on lap 8, Bird overtakes Hughes, and Costa is now behind Evans and Cassidy. So there was chaos, constant overtake, lead changes, position changes, so it's very hard to keep track of who overtook who and where. So at this point, the safety car is deployed while they get Fenestraz's car, and it comes in end of lap 18. So it was a pretty even getaway after the safety car. Lap 12, Da Costa overtakes Cassie at turn 7 for P3. Lap 13, Da Costa overtakes Evans at turn 1 for P2, so Da Costa moving towards the front. And then Cassidy overtakes Evans for P3 at turn 4. At this point, they announced that Gunther had a 5-second time penalty for not stopping at turn 1 after he cut the chicane. Lap 14, Cassidy takes the lead and takes his attack mode. Then next big talking point of the race, basically Dennis gets hit by Tictum, who comes from really far back, and he basically completely misses his braking point. Hits the back of Dennis, probably damages the back of the car. Dennis kind of then loses it going through turn 3 because of this, and kind of just hits the side of Verline, very gentle. Verline's not damaged, but Dennis has to retire the car. So he basically, the safety car comes back out. Cassidy, and while this is still going on, so right before the safety car comes out, Cassidy takes the lead at turn 4. It's very tight behind, and commentators saying no one wants the lead. So then at lap 16, almost 2 laps later, while they're waiting to see if Dennis can get the car going again, safety car is deployed. So at this point, Cassidy is first, Da Costa second, Van Doorn's third, and Evans is in 4th. And safety car comes in 2 laps later at the end of lap 18. So another thing with the two safety cars, they were running them very slowly. Like, they were going as slowly as possible just to make sure that they didn't had to use as few laps as possible under safety car. And the drivers didn't seem to be complaining. Often in Formula 1, if the safety car drives too slowly, drivers are constantly on the radio saying, oh, the car is going too slow, safety car is going too slow, it has to speed up. But that didn't seem to be the case today. Cassidy and Van Doorn take attack mode. They come out in 3rd and 6th respectively. Van Doorn overtakes Vern at turn 1. Lap 20, Da Costa and Evans take attack mode. Evans then overtakes Van Dorn for third right away, and Evans takes the lead. Lap 21, Byrne and Rast take attack mode. DaCosta and Evans under investigation for yellows, overtaking under yellow flags, and Rast and Verline were as well. So I was very worried about this because they basically didn't announce any result of this investigation until after the race. So I was quite nervous about that because it would have been a shame if we have such a good race and then have 3 of the cars in the top 6, 7 basically have penalties. But fortunately, that's not the case. Same lap, Muller's in the pit, so it seems like something breaks on the car and he retires. His day's done. Lap 23, Hughes overtakes Rast for P8. Lap 24, DaCosta overtakes Van Dorn at turn 1 for P3. Evans takes attack mode and Cassidy takes the lead. So lap 25, another big moment of the race. DaCosta basically goes straight on at the turn 1-2 chicane, and this time he does follow the race director's race control's instructions, stops, and then rejoins and drops. So this drops him down to P7. So right after lap 26, Verline takes attack mode, drops to 7th, and they announced that 4 laps would be added to the end of the race. Lap 29, Bird overtakes overtakes Vern for P4 at turn 1. Verline takes the second attack mode, so he'd basically gone almost a full race without taking his attack modes. Stays in P7. Lap 30, Bird overtakes Van Dorn for P3 at turn 1. So Van Dorn was having troubles with energy management, and Bird catches up to the top 2 very quickly. So he has quite a lot more energy compared to the cars around him. And he started P8, I think. So he had to start very far, P8, P9. So he started very far back because of the grid penalty that carried over from India. Lap 32, Evans takes the lead at turn 1. Van Dorn at this point had dropped to 6. Lap 33, DaCosta overtakes Byrne at turn 1 for P4. And the final lap, Evans was defending the whole lap, so he's basically a bit tight on energy, and Cassidy was trying to find a way past him, even through the last couple corners, tried to go around the outside of turn 10, then tried to go down the inside of the final corner, but couldn't make it stick. So your final result was, your podium is Evans, Cassidy, Bird, who also gets fastest lap, and 0.5 seconds separating the top 5 across the line. So extremely close finish. One of the probably my favorite races in Formula E, very exciting, lots of lead changes, very strategic, and also very unpredictable. We weren't really sure who was going to win right until the end. And of course, yeah, like I mentioned, no further action for the overtaking under yellows, so I'm not sure what that was about, but I'm happy that there's no penalties applied for that. So final result, first Evans, second Cassidy, third Bird, fourth DaCosta, fifth Byrne, sixth Van Dorn, seventh Verline, eighth Hughes, ninth Rast, 10th Buemi, 11th Gunther, 12th Lauder, 13th Degrassi, 14th Freins. Ticktum originally finished 14th, but he was given a penalty for I'm assuming for the contact with Dennis. 15th Roland, 16th Sergio Sedi-Camara, 17th Ticktum. And then your retirements were Muller, Mortara, Dennis, Fenestras, and Nato. So the championship standings after the Sao Paulo are first Verline with 86 points, second Dennis still with 62 points despite not scoring the last 3 races, third Cassidy 61 points, Jeb fourth 60 points, DaCosta 58 points in fourth. So those 4 drivers all extremely close for second in the championship. Then a bit of a gap back to Bird in 6th with 44 points, 7th Buemi 42 points, 8th Rast 40 points, 9th Evans 39 points, 10th Hughes 32 points, 11th Van Dorn 22 points, 12th Degrassi with 18 points, all from the opening race in Mexico City, 13th Lauder also with 18 points, 14th Nato 11 points, 15th Sergio Sedi-Camara with 10 points, 16th Ticktum with 9 points, 17th Roland with 8 points, 18th Fenestras with 7 points, Mortara 19th with 3 points, and Gunther 20th, 21st Muller, 22nd Freins, and 23rd Van der Linde. So of course, Freins comes back for this race and immediately moves ahead of the driver who replaced him, Kelvin Van der Linde. Teams Championship after Sao Paulo, first Porsche, 144 points, big solid lead for them. Second Envision, 103 points. Third Jaguar, 83 points. 4th, DS Penske, 82 points. 5th, Andretti, 80 points. 66th, McLaren, 72 points. 7th, Mahindra, 26 points. 8th, Neo, 19 points. 9th, Nissan, 18 points. 10th, Maserati, 3 points. And last, Apt, 11 points with 0. So there you go. Sao Paulo ePrix, pretty good race I thought, very exciting. Of course, we now have another month until the next race, the doubleheader in Berlin at Tempelhof. So that should be pretty exciting. I'll be back, I think Monday, with my power rankings from the Sao Paulo ePrix. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. And I'll talk to you again next time. Goodbye. Thank you.